Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope this video finds you well. Today's video I am going to be showing you how I close out my sinking funds for the month of January. If that's something you want to follow along with, then please stay tuned. Hi there, my name is JoJo. If this is your first time stopping by, on this channel I share with you our family's journey to financial freedom. I post paycheck budget videos, weekly check-ins, sinking funds, debt, net worth updates. If that's something you would like to follow along with, then please consider subscribing, and if you do enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Here we are with my sinking funds. I had posted a video this year of what our 2022 sinking funds were looking like. If I can remember, I will put it in an information card up here. But yeah, these are all of our sinking funds. If you are not familiar with what sinking funds are, they are essentially mini savings accounts for a particular category that have an intended purpose. Like, you are saving that money with the knowledge that you are going to spend it. It's not like an emergency fund where you're saving it for a catastrophe, something you're hoping does not happen. These are things that you expect to happen throughout the year. They're usually larger expenses, so they can be budget busters, which is why they are intended to be saved like in little increments every month, so that money is there waiting for you when you need it. How I do my sinking funds and track my transactions is on my paycheck budget sheets. This is the paycheck budget that I closed out this week. This was our paycheck one for the month of January. Just with how my paychecks fall and how I assign paychecks per month, this paycheck one actually covered more like the last 2 or so weeks of January. I had accidentally, in the excitement of clearing out paper clutter in my life, had tossed my December budget. It was my December week paycheck 3 that I was using as my 2 paychecks to count towards my sinking fund contributions or transactions for the month of January. So that paycheck was from December 30th until January 13th. So the sinking fund transactions I'm looking at run from December 30th until January 27th. And if you watch my weekly check-in, you'll see on my transaction logs, let me grab a transaction log for you guys so we can kind of look at that together. Here we go. So this was my transaction log that I had used, and it's these blue boxes. When I'm filling out the transaction log, anything that has a blue checkbox is a sinking fund contribution, which is what this was, or a transaction, which was what these were, where it subtracts from that category. And I note that here during whatever weekly check-in that paycheck is covering. So we'll just go through. I have my nice little cheat sheet. I keep track of these on an Excel document, so it does all the math for me, which makes life way easier. I'm gonna first double check that any of the home maintenance or that any of the contributions are accounted for over here. And the first one is home maintenance. So on that transaction log I showed you guys, we did end up contributing more. I typically, if everything were to just go as planned, contribute $250 to this category, but we did have a refund on something. So this ended up getting $349.50 put back into it. Okay, so that is updated. I did also want to let you guys know some of these had like exact numbers, like and random change. Like this was $28.91, and so some of these had random change in dollars assigned to them, and it It kind of bothered me looking back this year, so that was a change I was making. So I just rounded this up. Instead of being $28.91, it's just going to be an even $30. Everything is an even number. I had been under budget both paychecks. So my husband and I get $80 every paycheck for spending money. Anytime that we are under budget, that money gets rolled into one of these two sinking funds. Mine is called MaFace. My husband's is called Dad Bod. And that money just accumulates. That's to cover clothing costs, if there's more expensive beauty costs, hobbies, like for me is usually crafting supplies, or now it's like pens and different things, stickers, that fun stuff. My husband, it would be golfing, something like that. So what I had been able to roll into this category for January was $94.08. My husband was able to roll in $34.24. And then this medical category, this is a new category. I had some extra income from Ibotta reimbursements, and I chose to add $100 to this from that extra money. So with the extra contributions plus the standard flat base $1,600 that we contribute every month, what we ended up contributing to sinking funds for the month of January was $1,854.22. Next, we'll look at what we had utilized from these categories. For home maintenance, we had purchased a lot of like furniture items. We needed an end table, an area rug, and we also purchased a coffee table, and that's what we ended up returning. But since we accounted for the return over here, the purchase of the coffee table is also included over here in this subtracted amount. So that was $534.58. Next was our HOA came out for our house, $116.51. Car maintenance, we had ended up spending, I had pulled $1,000 from here. If you guys watched my goals video, my 2022 goals, we decided to open an M1 finance brokerage account because most of our investments are the ones that give you like tax savings, but you can't tap into them until you're older, like 59 and a half. So we decided to start this brokerage account. Instead of contributing $400, which is what we normally put into this car maintenance sinking fund, we're going to do $200 to the car maintenance and then $200 into that M1 finance. And then I pulled $1,000 in January to get that rolling. All right, next, and then the rest I think was like oil, windshield wipers, just random things like that. Then our Prime membership came out. That was for $119. And pets, or let me see, kids was, this one always has something coming out from it. Because I have little kids and they always just need something. Plus my daughter's karate, it's $60 every month. That comes out monthly, but this covers anything and everything that you could think of for kids. Pets was, let's see, $41.88. And medical, this was a copay because we were sick and had to pay for a urgent care visit to be tested. Adventures, my husband is going to be going snowboarding. They had a awesome deal at one of the mountains up here, so he's going to go with a couple of his buddies. That was only $25, which was amazing. Okay, so total what we had used from sinking funds in January was $2,029.26. And I'm just going to go through and fill out the ending balances after everything is added, subtracted, and then what we're left with off camera, and I will come back and close out the video with you guys. Okay, so here is everything totaled out. I am super excited to see that we are out of the negative in all of our categories now, which that's how it ends up being sometimes, especially for kids and then gifts and holidays. Some months these categories get hit really hard. Other months there's lighter months and then they have time to accumulate. So I will kind of look ahead to see if my predictions are correct. And if not, then where do I need to cut back on? Where do I need to shift money? That sort of thing. But right now, we're in all positive, which is great. There were a couple of things that I was wanting to pay attention to, particularly for pets. We got a puppy. He just got his vaccines, and that was $88. That has not been accounted for yet because that visit just happened. That will be in my week 3 check-in for paycheck number 2 next week. Is where you guys will see that. And then I did also get an estimate for his neuter, which I think is going to be about $400. And that is going to be in a month when his second set of vaccines and then the neuter is scheduled for. So for the vaccines plus the neuter, I'm assuming it's going to be anywhere from $450. I would like to have $500 sitting in here waiting for that. So I'm going to keep that in mind when we have cash flow at the end of the month and contribute extra money to this sinking fund to build that up for that cost, now that I know what it is. Everything else I think is pretty standard. I have an awesome amount of money for the spa day with my mom. Costco sells the Spa Finder gift cards, so what I'll do is usually buy those, and you end up getting like $100 worth of services for $80 worth of gift card purchases, which is an awesome deal. So I'm going to plan on doing that. It's usually about $100 to $120 per person for a full day at the spa. That is it. I'm feeling prepared moving into February. I have a plan for where money shifts need to happen. But yeah, those are our sinking funds and where we spent them for the month. I did go ahead and just transcribe over to February our ending balances for now the beginning balances. I did type in some things just because I don't want to be writing all of this out if it's if that's not going to be changing. So this will hopefully make it easier for me next month, not having to fill out all the categories. But yeah, that is it, you guys. That's going to be it for videos this week. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.